Stella, it's hard to believe it's already been 13 years. It's like just yesterday your mother was completing 40 glorious hours of labor. Fun fact for those of you who don't know, Stella's first act on this earth was getting drug tested because of her birth weight, so I guess we should have seen this all coming. Anyway, you're just 13, but it's hard to believe. You've got the maturity of a 30-year-old and the musical taste of a 50-year-old. I always thought of bar mitzvahs as an excuse to get families together between weddings and funerals. You just bear down and take one for the team. But over the past year, as you've taken leadership of this event, it has already become a much more meaningful and beautiful experience than I could have imagined.
Some of the decisions that shaped this event, leaving Temple Beth Hillel, moving to this house, imagining having your ceremony here, choosing Ruti to be your tutor and mentor, learning along with you the meaning of the blessings and stories that you chanted so beautifully today, and enlisting enthusiasm and input on party details from so many of our family and friends, have transformed your bat mitzvah from a Jewish milestone to a truly sacred communal experience. To all the folks who contributed to the sights, sounds, flavors, and feel of today, we're so honored by your devotion and faithfulness. Daddy and I knew before you were even born that you would teach us as much, if not more, than we would teach you. That is one reason we gave you the middle name Mori, which means my teacher in Hebrew. Take today, for instance. I bet most people here assume that we taught you about the Beatles, when in fact, we owned only one Beatles album between us until you came along. Which is not to say we dislike them, they're just, the Beatles. We appreciated their role in popular culture, but it was only when you seized upon them through your love of music that we as a family caught a mild case of Beatlemania and pursued this passion. I've always admired Grammy's ability to become interested in anything her kids or grandkids are into at the moment. Everything from bodybuilding to fashion shows. Grammy wants to know and do it with you. Daddy, too, seemed to share this easy interest in almost everything. Early on as a parent, I was puzzled and fascinated and also tormented by this ability of theirs. I couldn't seem to get through a single game of Polly Pockets without making you cry. My role playing was just always too cynical. But over the years, I learned through trial and error and from you that it isn't what, but who. When you are excited about something, your radio show, exploring hippie culture, or the latest insane thing Mr. Okimura said in science class, I am right there, sometimes too close these days, wanting to know and do with you. You have taught me that life is about being confident in the person that you are, but at the same time being open to change through new experiences.
So you've spent pretty much all of your life in some form of Jewish education, from preschool through Hebrew school, and now you're studying Ruti. Now, in the grand tradition of generations before you, you'll probably drop the whole thing like a hot ganish. Or, like some of us, you may feel guilty every now and then and wonder what all this studying and the rituals are for. Does God exist? What does religion have to do with anything? And so forth. And we're here to tell you that that's fine. As a rabbi, or he was maybe a rabbinical student, the guy with the beard once told me, the Torah, the Hebrew Bible, is really the story of the Jews' struggle to believe in God. In story after story, they witness all these miracles, they see their enemies defeated by supernatural forces, and yet they are always losing faith and ready to build a golden calf. So struggling with questions of faith or how to live your life, that is a big part of our tradition. What I have learned and what comes through the story of the Jews and a bunch of other literature and art is this, that life is not about avoiding struggles, it's about finding the people you want to go through the struggles with. Literally, it's about finding your tribe, the people who will stand with you when the armies are approaching and the sea has not yet parted. If you're lucky, you will find and hold on to these people, and some of them are certainly here today. And if you're really, really lucky, like me, Mommy, you may one day bring a new member into the tribe, a person like you, who helps you see what life is all about.
It's not over yet. Sorry, Ruthie. Since we no longer belong to a synagogue, Daddy and I thought carefully about what we could give you as meaningful gifts today. On behalf of the sisterhood, I would very much like us to continue our journey in the exploration of the Holocaust. As you know better than anyone, I, like many Jews, feel strongly that we must understand this horrific time in history in order not only to prevent its repetition, but also to grasp the experiences that shaped our ancestors. We started when you were very young with Art Spiegelman's haunting graphic novels Mouse 1 and Mouse 2, which depicted the Jews as mice, the Germans as cats, and the Nazis as pigs. Over the years, I have convinced you to watch hours of fictional and non-fictional presentations about World War II and the systematic extermination of Jews. Grammy's dear friend Sue Gold, who's here with us today, and we're very honored to have her here, wrote a book that she shared with us, her memoir of her childhood in Poland when she spent years literally underground. And now I present to you Jason Lutz's graphic novel, Berlin, City of Stones, in which he sets the stage for the Holocaust by describing the socio-political situation during the decline of the Weimar Republic in Germany, which ultimately led to the ascent of Adolf Hitler. This is the stuff parties are made of. In true sisterhood tradition, you're not supposed to be excited about this gift. But I know that you value the time we've spent together on this path, and that it makes both of us appreciate all of this much more.
On behalf of the Brotherhood, I would like you to know that we planted a tree in your honor. We actually planted 3 or 4 trees. We built up a tree, we put in a lawn and flowers, and staking, and we converted the dog. Eventually, the Brotherhood is tapped out. Let's get this moving and fun so we can enjoy it all.